guys, it's Rich with another Stitch Witch vlog. I'm going to show you this first because I have some good news, some fun news, some interesting news, and some kinda sorta okay news, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to show you this first. So this, I don't know how well you can see it, but I absolutely love this yarn. I love the colors. It reminds me of spring, so I am making a spring prayer shawl. I don't know exactly what I'm doing on this one. I'm kind of making this pattern up as I go. I've never really been one for patterns. Usually like to make the simple things, and for as long as I've been knitting, I really don't know all that much about different types of stitches and techniques and all that other stuff. I pretty much stay with the common classics, the garter stitch, the stockinette stitch, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. That's ribbing, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I don't really know that many different types of stitches, but I'm challenging myself to learn. So, little baby steps. Even though I'm not doing a new type of stitch that is new for me, I'm doing a different way of making something that is new to me, something that challenges me to kind of push the envelope of my comfort level with knitting. So, that's not any of the news I planned to share in this video. So, and if you guys hear some weird noises outside, I have no clue what it is, because they've just been doing that since like last night sometime. I don't know what it is. It's kind of driving me nuts, and let's just ignore them. Let's start off with the fun news, because one of you, who I believe watches my videos, she might not, is Christo-Pagan Kim, and she knows that I can now twit on Twitter. That's not right. What is it? Twitter on Twitter? Twitter on Twitter. Tweet on Twitter. Yes, I now have a Twitter account that is linked to my channel. I don't know if I'm able to link it in the videos. If I can, I will link it somewhere in the video. So, maybe I'll try to put the bird right over top of my shoulder or something. I'll figure something out. If I can't, you will see it on my channel. And if you don't see it there, you will definitely see it on the blog. The interesting part of the news of the last couple days, I haven't had anything really big and good happen to me this week, but this weekend has been full of interesting turns of events and interesting things happening. So the interesting news is, yes, I did do a little tiny blog. Nothing big to write home about, especially if you don't really write home. Then I guess it could be. Anything could be worth writing home about if you never write home. Anywho, so I only did a little blog post, nothing big, nothing fancy, nothing earth-shattering, just basically saying what I've been doing the last 40 days or so on my YouTube channel with the empowerment journey, and how life has been a little bit crazy because of that, or how it's taken up a lot of my time, and how I haven't really gotten to post on there. But I also posted about how I would like to be more of a part of this community, the Christo-Pagan, the pagan, the vlogging community. Being part of something that is different than what I'm used to. And by different, I mean outside of the military, outside of people that either just want to talk shop, or outside of the people that just want to talk about who'd you bang last night, which I really don't care to kiss and tell, usually. And I'm not about to start doing that on this channel, ever. Some things are left private. And while I'm not having as many boundaries in my life as I used to, no, I have not been getting lucky. And no, I would not say if I were. But I wanted to say how much it means to me coming to the YouTube community, the pagan community, the vlogging community, whatever community you want to call this, the Christo-Pagan community, even whatever community you want to call it. Coming to this community means so much to me because it's not dealing with the same people that I have little to no interest sometimes in dealing with. Things that are said in those circles, my eyes glaze over and I just stare off into space and say, uh-huh, uh-huh. And coming into this community, I actually have something to talk about, something that interests me and interests you, otherwise you probably wouldn't be watching. So it's really a different setting, all in all. So that is what I blogged about. Like I said, nothing big or fancy or anything. But while I was on the blog, I did something that I've wanted to do for a little while, and that's set up a products page, a place where you can buy some products. And as much as I dislike mass-produced working tools and mass-produced things in general, I really dislike them. It doesn't keep me from buying them. It's just, for the most part, I do dislike mass-produced stuff. There's something lost whenever it comes to mass production with the originality and the uniqueness of something. But, like I said, it does not keep me from buying it, and I know that some people out there, me included, cannot pay for the unique factor, the one-of-a-kind items out there. A lot of us don't have the money to pay for stuff like that. So, as much as I dislike mass-produced things, I do have an agreement with AzureGreen.com that they are my wholesaler. And so, I decided to put a few things on the blog. I only have like 4 decks of tarot, and there are different types of tarot, or types of oracle cards, I guess you'd say, for the one. But it's a small thing that will eventually grow into a bigger products page. And like I said before, the money that comes from that goes directly right back into keeping that website up, keeping it running, providing a community space for the Christo-Pagan, pagan Christian community out there, those spiritual seekers, to come in a safe place and have that safe place for shooting around ideas, thinking up of something different, and generally just having that connection and that sense of community with one another. It's really something that I truly want to do. So, I started putting those on there. And I have to explain something about the pricing. The prices may seem a little higher if you go on Azure Green. Some of the prices are a little bit higher, and I do get a discount with the prices that they give me as a wholesaler, or as them being the wholesaler. And I wanted to explain that before you go on there and then check Azure Green and say, well, I can get a heck of a lot cheaper over there. All of the products that I am posting are with free shipping. And if I messed up the price, you still get free shipping. So I may end up having to pay out of pocket if I get it wrong on a price. However, with that being said, if you do buy a whole bunch of items and this and that, and you spend, say, $100, $200 in one drop of the hat, you're probably, most likely, going to get a coupon to be used whenever. So, with that being said, yes, you may spend more to the naked eye. Calculating in the shipping, I'm usually coming under a couple dollars less than Azure Green. So yeah, I think the prices are pretty good to go on the ones that I have on there so far. And the prices may change whenever prices fluctuate on Azure Green and whatnot. But for the most part, I think the prices are pretty solid. And like I said, if you end up ordering a whole bunch, $100, $200, or even if you order something big and something small, and I don't need that extra money to ship everything, then you're probably going to get a coupon code. Just depends on what you buy. And so, we're done talking about money, at least for this video. I do want to do another video on money, and I will warn people who don't like discussing money. I will warn you at the beginning of that video that it will be about money. So moving on, go check out the blog, check out the shop. If you see something that you'd like to have posted right away, let me know. And yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. Moving on to the next one, a little shout out to everybody who has commented so far on the last vlog that I put on, the little tarot giveaway for March. If you have not seen the video, I will link to it right here. Go check that out. There are stipulations. You have to be subscribed, and you have to use a certain word in the comments to be entered to win. And that drawing is happening, I believe I said the 8th. I think that's whenever I said. So go ahead and go over there and comment on that one if you want to be entered in to win a tarot reading, a free tarot reading. So the next thing on the docket is I want to do some antiquing vlogs. It's getting nicer out. I want to do some exploring out into the local area, and there's a very nice antique store and auction house that's not too far. Matter of fact, right this minute they are holding their weekly auction, and I wanted to do some antiquing vlogs going down there and showing some stuff and explaining some of the history of some of the things that they may have there, having him explain some of the history of the local Korean history that is contained within his walls. A very nice gentleman, half American, half Chinese. Very nice gentleman. So, I want to do some antiquing vlogs. The problem is, I have no clue what to call the antique playlist. No clue at all. So, I leave this in your capable hands. I would like to hear from anybody who has any thoughts of what to call an antique playlist. something where we discuss antiques. So I need help from all of you out there to help me come up with a name that is good for an antiques playlist. Something about history and antiquing and the joys of the history that is held within a certain item, a certain object, and how it can just kind of teleport you to a different time and a different place. So, in your capable hands, I ask you, please help me out here. Help me figure out what to name the antiquing vlogs. So the next one on the docket is some interesting news as well. And then I have the good news. So this interesting news at least interests to some of you out there who have an interest in the Christo-Paganism series. Yes, it will be starting up as of the 2nd, which I guess by the time this is being posted, it will be the 2nd. I'm running a little late on filming, and I guess you can't even say filming anymore. I guess it's considered recording the next one in the series, but that one will be coming shortly, probably posted right directly after this one. So now for the good news. The good news is I got off the phone with my business partner over this past night, morning, whatever, and she informed me that I have possible renters for my house. Though ideally I would have liked to have sold my house. The idea of renting it out was just as valid in my mind as selling it. Especially since up until this point, the military allowance that I get for housing, I was not receiving. So all of that money that had to go towards my mortgage, I was paying out of pocket, with about $1,700 less than what I usually get. Horrible. I think the term hemorrhaging money would not be too much of an exaggeration. So, with that, any renter that I get, especially the renters that are possibly going to rent, and I don't want to say it's a guaranteed until it's under contract, but they are good friends of mine, and apparently they do like the house, so I may have possible renters for my house. And we will see what comes up with that. And we will see how everything works out. They are friends of mine, so I would love to see them live in that house, knowing that that house will be taken care of, that they will end up being in a good neighborhood, surrounded by some really nice people. Guys, I can't tell you how much I absolutely loved my neighbors from back home. So for now, that is all the news I believe that I have to share with you guys right now, right this moment. Stay tuned, because I will have a Christo-Paganism series video coming up. I have like 2 video responses to do. I have, let's see, my pagan perspective videos that I have to make. I'm going to try to do them all in bulk, kind of relieve some of that anxiousness, and there's one that I am particularly fond of this month. I believe it's not this Monday's, but next Monday's, the 11th, that I am very interested in, so be sure to tune in to that one. because it's going to be a very interesting one, and it's something that I'm going to cover in even more length on this channel for the Christo-Paganism series. It'll probably be 3 times longer than what this Pagan Perspective video is going to be about on the 11th, so stay tuned for that one. But the point I was getting at with all of that is I have a lot of videos to make, and I'm going to try to make them all in like bulk and whatnot, so it kind of relieves the stress of, you know, getting them up at a certain time, in a certain fashion, making sure the thumbnails are perfect, because I've kind of gotten into the putting a thumbnail on, because for some reason YouTube just seems to pick the 3 worst moments in a video where I look absolutely horrid. Doing the videos in bulk, though, for topic videos, is something that's going to happen. So, that's where I sit right now. Actually, I sit here in Korea. But that's where everything sits virtually right now. So, for this start of April, it has been, as Annie would say, a good day. So with that, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. If you like this video, go ahead and click the little like button right below. If you are not subscribed to me, go ahead and click that button that says subscribe. In the future, whenever I have any contests, you must be subscribed to me in order to enter into the contest. So save yourself some time, see some cool videos, hang out with me a little bit, sense of community, you know. Also, if you have a Twitter, go ahead and like tweet me or whatever it's called. #awesome. I think I had that right? I don't know. Anyway, until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.